When I was first asked to go to Louisiana, it was to report on the story of the flood in Baton Rouge. Of course, Ginghamsburg Church has sent over 90 teams to Louisiana in the years following Hurricane Katrina, so I was practically visiting family. What I didn't expect was a parallel story of equal importance.
Cause the cop kill a man, he walk, we kill a man. It's 25 to life without a thought. World full of sin, man, it's sad to see cops ambushed again and again in the end. Will love win?
A police officer doesn't have the ability to hit a pause button.
On July 5th, 2016, police were responding to a report that a man in a red shirt was selling CDs and had threatened someone with a gun outside a convenience store. Alton Sterling, known locally as CD Man, was shot several times at close range while held down on the ground by two white Baton Rouge police officers. July 17, 2016, police officers were ambushed in Baton Rouge. The shooter, acting alone, believed it was necessary to create substantial change within America's police force by attacking police officers. The people of Baton Rouge were confused and afraid.
He dealt with all levels of emotions of individuals.
The city was crumbling beneath them.
We gotta shine through, so let it shine. Let it shine.
August 12th, 2016.
A flash flood emergency is worse than a flash flood warning. This is now a life-threatening situation in these locations. If you have a way out, find higher ground.
As back channels across the city filled with water, a new crisis was emerging.
We got a call from my wife's sister about 12:30 Saturday afternoon saying that the river was coming down our street.
I said, "Where's the water now?" They said the water's coming up on the porch. And we had water, water, water. And next thing I looked out there and water was over the porch. And we had to evacuate out, get out of here. But everything was frightening to me.
I would walk through the house occasionally and see the furniture turning upside down, cabinets turning over. We put the dogs and the cats and the birds in cages and put the cages inside Tupperware containers, and they floated around in the water.
Livingston Parish, which is just north of Baton Rouge, 85% of that parish, that's a county, was underwater.
You know, there are people, by the way, that lost everything after Katrina, moved a little north, hoping that they would be safe, that lost everything again.
Cynthia Harvey is the bishop of the United Methodist Church in Louisiana. She was the first to help us understand the bigger picture.
So here we were, young African-American shot, 3 police officers, now we have this flood. We have not heard a verdict on the Alton Sterling shooting. It's pending, I think it's coming. I'm praying, I'm hopeful that it won't, cause more chaos.
There is a reason this flood never made national news. For starters, it wasn't marketable. There's no categorical naming system for just plain old rainstorms. Even though this no-name storm dumped 5 times more rain than Hurricane Katrina, the Olympics in Rio had already claimed the headlines.
Yeah, when the water comes up and it sits for a while, it begins to deteriorate the outside of the house like this. So you had water in this house coming from the floor up and from the top down. This bed had water about midway up it, and she's still sleeping in it, so we're going to have to get some new mattresses in here for them.
It was a mess, I tell you.
95% of those who lost their home did not have flood insurance. All the people had left was each other.
It's been over 2 months now since the flood, and there's still so much recovery. People forget after 2 or 3 months that there are people down here living in a home like this. I mean, you still see debris piles that have not been picked up yet.
I think the frustration from the people that I saw was the fact that you bought a home that never flooded. You weren't in the flood zone, so you didn't have flood insurance.
You know, this is one of those experiences that cross all socioeconomic, the playing field is pretty level, because whether you had a lot or you didn't have anything, you were still flooded and you now lost everything.
That racial tension that was dividing us here in Baton Rouge, it almost like you put it on pause. In a state of emergency, it didn't matter who was in that boat at your house.
The blacks and the whites need to come together, try to help one another get over this flood and stuff.
I didn't know my neighbors and not really socialize with my neighbors directly. But as we were beginning the cleanup process, our neighbors would buy us over to eat, loan us tools, loan us help if we needed help. I think that's definitely made a significant change in this neighborhood, in this whole city for that matter.
The homes have been mucked. The debris has been collected. But maybe a greater opportunity remains.
We need teams to come and do the help. We're going to do windows and doors and try to get people somewhat secure in a home. That's, as hard as it is, yes, a home can be replaced, but I constantly say you don't rebuild homes, you rebuild lives. Maybe we can create some healing for God's people here. Maybe we can create that place of safety where people can talk about the hurts that they have, the losses, the grief.
Will we rebuild homes? Yeah. But we must also do our best to protect the city from further chaos.
It's your healing hand of Jesus Christ that makes a difference in people's lives. That just makes that light that much brighter, to know that we have people that want to help us.
There is no better time to help the people of Baton Rouge, help the people of Baton Rouge.
So let it shine, let it shine.